Honestly, you're such a dramatic, fragile mess. I'm leaving you for people who get it, she sneered after I found her joke post humiliating me on her secret Instagram account. So I let her go. The one who could get it stole all her money and abandoned her penniless. Now her desperate pleas are just voicemails I instantly delete. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. I used to think my biggest problem was my receding hairline. Or maybe the extra 5 pounds I'd put on during COVID. Turns out, it was Maya. Always Maya. Not her fault, not really. My fault for letting her worm her way into my head, into my life, until her voice was louder than my own. We'd been together for 3 years. 3 years where I constantly felt like I was auditioning for the role of her boyfriend. She was beautiful, vibrant, loud, everything I wasn't. And she made sure I knew it. Not with outright insults, no, with 1,000 tiny jabs. Jake, are you really wearing that out? She'd ask, eyeing my perfectly normal, comfortable sweater. Or, you're so quiet tonight. What's wrong? Are you always this serious? She'd laugh, a little too loudly, and then add, just teasing. You know I love my sensitive boy. But it never felt like teasing. It felt like a constant whisper, you're not enough. You're not exciting enough, not handsome enough, not confident enough. I brushed it off. I loved her, or thought I did. I was loyal to a fault. I'd given up my weekly basketball game with the guys because she said it made me too sweaty and masculine, and she preferred soft, cuddly Jake. I'd even started reading the self-help books she recommended, the ones about unleashing your inner lion and manifesting abundance, hoping to become the man she really wanted. God, I was pathetic. The comments about my appearance were the worst. I knew I wasn't a supermodel, but I was decent, healthy. But she had a way of pointing out every perceived flaw. Oh, babe, your eyes always look so tired in photos, she'd say. Or are those new gray hairs? It was always followed by a fake sympathetic sigh. One time, I'd started going to the gym, feeling good about myself. I even showed her a picture of my progress. She just squinted and said, well, as long as you feel good, that's all that matters. The subtext screamed, it doesn't matter to me. Then came the Finsta. I don't even know why I was on her tablet. Probably looking up a recipe she'd mentioned. Her Instagram was open, but it was a second account, one I'd never seen. The profile picture was a silly, blurred selfie of her, but the handle was @Mayas_truthbomb. My stomach dropped. I clicked, and there it was. A gallery of my humiliation. Pictures of me, taken covertly. Sleeping on the couch, mouth agape. Eating a burger, crumbs on my shirt. Mid-sneeze. Always unflattering, always with a snarky caption. One photo was a candid shot of me from behind, wearing my comfortable old sweatpants, reading a book. The caption, Exhibit A, the epitome of beige. This is what I wake up to. Pray for me. Goddesses folded hands # stuck in neutral # boring boyfriend # send help. Another was a close-up of my face, taken when I was focused on my computer screen, probably working. Look at that intensity. Or maybe just deep concentration on the latest cat video. My man, ladies and gentlemen. So profound. Face with rolling eyes #nerdalert #sleepy eyes #Secretvoices. The comments were a chorus of venom. Her friends, women I'd met, smiled at, even bought drinks for. OMG Maya, you poor thing. How do you deal? His energy just drains me through the screen. LOL. At least he's reliable, right? Face with tears of joy. This one was from Qley, Maya's best friend, who I'd literally helped move furniture just 2 weeks before. I scrolled through months of it. Each picture, each comment, a fresh stab. My chest tightened, a cold dread seeping into my bones. This wasn't just a joke. This was malice. This was her true opinion of me, shared with an audience who reveled in my supposed inadequacy. I felt sick. Not angry, not yet. Just a profound, aching nausea. All those little jabs, all the insecurity she'd chipped away at me, suddenly made horrifying sense. She wasn't trying to make me better. She was building a case against me. When she walked in, humming, I was still holding the tablet. My hands were shaking. She stopped, saw my face, saw the screen. Her smile faltered. Jake, what are you doing? Her voice was suddenly sharper, losing its usual lilt. I just held out the tablet, pointing a trembling finger at the screen. The picture of me in sweatpants, the cruel caption. Her eyes flickered. Then, unbelievably, she rolled them. Oh, for God's sake, Jake. You're looking at that? It's just a private account. A joke. My voice was a raw whisper. A joke? You post pictures of me, making fun of how I look, how I live. To your friends? She walked over, snatched the tablet, and tossed it onto the couch. Honestly, you need to toughen up. It was just a joke, Jake. You're so dramatic. Can't you take a little humor? It's just a silly chat. She threw her hands up in exasperation. This is why you're so fragile. You blow everything out of proportion. I can't believe you're getting worked up over something so trivial. I stared at her, the woman I had devoted 3 years of my life to, the woman I'd bent over backward to please. She wasn't sorry. She was annoyed. Annoyed that I'd found out. Trivial. I managed, my voice still barely there. You humiliated me. You mocked me behind my back. You made me feel like a project, like something broken you could laugh at. She scoffed, a truly ugly sound. Oh, please. You're making such a big deal out of nothing. Honestly, Jake, I can't be with someone so fragile. I need someone who understands me, who isn't always so delicate. This isn't going to work. I'm leaving. My heart seized, but a strange calm began to settle over me. The pain was still there, a dull throb, but beneath it, something else was stirring. A quiet clarity. She wasn't worth fighting for. She was already gone, spiritually, emotionally. Leaving. I repeated, my voice devoid of emotion. Yes, leaving. I'm going on a wellness retreat. I need to find my peace, away from all this negativity. She gestured vaguely at me, at the apartment. I need to be with people who get it. She didn't even pack a suitcase. She just grabbed her purse, her phone, and walked out the door, her final words hanging in the air like poison. Maybe when you grow up, you'll understand. I didn't chase her. I didn't beg. I didn't even yell. I just stood there, in the silence of the apartment, the ghost of her sneer still in the air. The nausea passed, replaced by a hollow ache. It was over. And a part of me, a tiny, bruised part, felt relief. The days that followed were a blur of numb actions. I didn't text her, didn't call. I didn't even check her public social media. The first thing I did was delete every single social media account I owned. Instagram, Facebook, even LinkedIn. Just gone. All the connections, all the digital ghosts of my life with her, vanished. Then, I went to my phone provider and changed my number. No forwarding. No announcement. Just silence. It felt like shedding a skin. A painful, agonizing peel, but a shedding nonetheless. The initial silence was deafening, the loneliness a heavy blanket. I just existed. I went to work, came home, ate, slept. But in that void, something started to grow. A quiet sense of self-preservation. I started going to the gym, not because Maya had mocked my body, but because I wanted to feel strong again. I put on my old worn-out sneakers and started jogging. Slow at first, then a little faster. I found a therapist, a kind, patient woman who listened without judgment as I unpacked 3 years of subtle manipulation and public humiliation. She helped me see that the fragile one wasn't me, it was Maya. She was so fragile, she needed to tear others down to feel tall. I picked up my old bass guitar, tucked away in the closet for years. I joined a casual jam group, found joy in the rhythm, in the camaraderie. I focused on my job, a technical role that required precision and focus. I poured myself into it, found satisfaction in building things, in solving problems. No one there cared about my energy or my fragility. They cared about results. Months passed. The ache dulled. The quiet settled into a comfortable peace. I started to forget what her voice sounded like, what her perfume smelled like. She became a faded memory, like a bad dream. And then, the echoes began. Not from her, not directly. From the periphery. A mutual acquaintance, someone I hadn't spoken to in months, sent me a random text one day. Hey Jake, saw Maya recently. Rough. No details, just that. I didn't reply. Then, a few weeks later, a call from an unknown number. I almost didn't answer. It was Qley, Maya's former best friend, the one who'd laughed at my humiliation. Her voice was strained, uncomfortable. Jake? Is this still your number? It's Qley. It is, I said, my voice flat. Oh, good. Listen, I know things were complicated with you and Maya, but she's in a really bad place right now. Like, really bad. You know that wellness retreat guy she went off with? I waited, saying nothing. Well, turns out he was a total scammer. A cult leader, basically. He conned her out of everything. Her savings, her car, she lost her apartment too. She's literally couch surfing now. And those friends of hers? The Finsta group? They've all abandoned her. They're saying she's toxic and too much drama. Can you believe it? I remained silent. I could almost hear Qley squirming on the other end. Anyway, she continued, rushing now. She's really struggling. I know you guys had your issues, but she really needs a friend right now. She keeps asking about you. Maybe you could just talk to her? She said she needs to explain things. Qley, I said, my voice calm, almost detached. Maya chose her path. I chose mine. I've moved on. I have nothing to talk to her about. But she's desperate, Jake. She's saying she made a mistake. She's completely alone. That's her consequence, Qley. Not my problem. I didn't apologize. Didn't offer sympathy. I felt nothing but a quiet certainty. Please don't call this number again about her. I hung up. The calls from Maya herself started soon after. Different blocked numbers. Her voicemails were a progression of raw desperation. The first was tearful, almost manipulative. Jake, please, I know I messed up. I know I said terrible things. I was so lost. I miss you. I miss us. Please, just talk to me. I'm so alone. I'm so lost without you. I just need you to understand. Then, after a few days of silence from my end, the anger began to seep in. Why aren't you answering me? Are you really that cold? After everything we had, you're abandoning me when I need you most. You're just proving how selfish you always were. Another one, laced with thinly veiled threats. I can't believe you're doing this. Everyone will know what a heartless person you are, Jake. I swear, I will tell everyone what you did to me. What did I do? Walk away. I listened to them, occasionally, out of morbid curiosity. But they held no power over me. Her words, once so damaging, now sounded like the pathetic cries of a child throwing a tantrum. I didn't feel anger, just a profound, almost boring, indifference. I deleted the voicemails. It was the city marathon. An annual event I decided to run, a personal goal I'd set for myself months ago. I'd trained hard, felt strong, lighter, physically and mentally. The morning air was crisp, the crowd electric. My new friends were there, cheering me on as I crossed the starting line. I was in a good place, a truly good place. I hit mile 15, feeling the burn in my legs, but also an exhilarating rush. I was passing people, finding my stride. My new running buddy, Mark, was just ahead of me. We had a good rhythm going. The crowds along the route were thick, a blurry wall of faces. And then, just past the 15-mile marker on the left, I saw her. Maya. She was standing with a small group of spectators, holding a generic "Go Runners" sign. She was clearly heavier than I remembered. Her usually meticulously styled hair looked dull and unkempt. Her face was pale, drawn, etched with something that looked like anxiety and desperation. The vibrant, confident Maya was gone, replaced by someone who looked utterly defeated. Our eyes met. For a split second, I saw recognition dawn in her eyes, followed by a flicker of disbelief. Her mouth opened, as if to call my name. Her hand twitched, reaching out. My pace didn't falter. My eyes, which had met hers for less than a second, simply moved on. I didn't slow down. I didn't grimace. I didn't even acknowledge her with a nod. There was no flicker of anger, no surge of triumph. Just nothing. She was simply a person in the crowd. Another face among thousands. A stranger. My focus was on the road ahead, on the rhythmic pounding of my feet, on the feeling of the wind on my face, on the new life I was building, brick by quiet brick. I ran right past her, and I kept running. She was irrelevant, powerless, clearly beneath the life I'd built. The woman who called me fragile was now a ghost I barely remembered, a shadow I ran through without a second thought. My marathon time was a personal best. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.